What's up, coaches? Today we're going to talk about how to use borrowed audiences to get more eyeballs on you, build your connections, and build your client base. And guess what? It does not involve just Facebook groups. We're going to let you in on some secrets here, and so get excited because we are about to blow up your network. Let's get started. So why would you use the concept of a borrowed audience? And the borrowed audience is really essentially getting in front of other people's audiences, other people that potentially have your soulmate clients in there. They don't offer the same things necessarily, but they're in there hanging out. So this is such an easy way to leverage and get reach without having to go after your own audience all the time. If you're like me and you had an MLM background, oh my gosh, I felt so creepy after like creating my own thing and going back to my own audience after a while. So using borrowed audiences has been the best way for me personally to grow my own list of clients and contacts. Truly the best way. So I'm excited for you guys to dive in on this. And so you're building your own audience, right? You're getting in front of other people. You're building some trust up, you're networking. And as a result, you're building up your own client base. You can build referrals, which is awesome. Get more referrals, be that person. You become that person in your niche that's like the expert, the go-to, the guru. It's awesome. And like you're looking at business here, like you can conduct business as a team, right? So other people that could help other members or other people within your soulmate client base, you have this like network now of referrals. Like you're this team of wellness people or lifestyle people or whatever you want to call yourselves that really deliver the most value to your clients. You are building so much authority here because when you are in front of another person's audience, it's showing that this other person that has this audience has trust in you. And because they have trust in you, there's this transfer of trust when they bring you in front of their audience. Instant authority, right? And therefore, it's like instant ways to connect. They feel like they already know you. They're already willing to listen to you. This has been a strategy that's working incredibly well for our coaches.
Nailed it.
So, and of course, like with anything else, there are some key success principles here when you are leveraging borrowed audiences so that you can grow your business. So you really want to source the borrowed audiences based on research. So this could be, crowdsourcing from, your own social media, doing a little bit of your own research from looking at different Facebook groups, other influencers, other people on Instagram. But again, we said that it doesn't have to be social media. Look into your local network. Do some Google searches of who are potential good referral sources for you. What gyms, boutique fitness studios, wellness centers in the area could be great places for you to network in. What health food stores are available for you to go in? What other physicians, doctors, chiropractors, acupuncturists, massage therapists, salons, if that's where your ideal client hangs out. Wherever your ideal client has somebody that they trust and they visit often, where are they? Are they local to you? Could you get there? I mean, you want to make sure that you're doing your research here. And as you research, you're then going to build your hot list of potential borrowed audiences. And these can be, again, all over Facebook groups, micro influencers on Instagram or on other social media platforms, TikTok, if that's your jam. The people that are in your area, the other studios or physicians' offices that are in your area. These are podcasts that you want to appear on. I mean, there are so many opportunities for borrowed audiences. If writing is your thing, you can guest blog. Again, I'm throwing a lot out there to you, local events. There are just so many opportunities for you. So you're going to research, then you're going to come up with your list. You're going to find your tribe, right? Like, now, like who your soulmate clients are, like what they're interested in and where they're hanging out. So you're going to double down on those opportunities. So like, for example, when some of our coaches, when they find a borrowed audience that's working really well for them, they're constantly in front of that borrowed audience. So they're making sure that, they've gotten permission from the person that runs that group or that organization, to get in front of them as often as possible. It could be monthly, quarterly, biannually, whatever it is. They're staying in front of them. They know that niche. For example, if you want to get in front of other, like, investment coaches, for example, you can make a list of other investment coaches and you can get in front of their audiences consistently. And that's going to create more audience members for you. It's going to create more people on your content, more inbound leads, more calls, more enrollments. It's going to give you a great opportunity too to refine your messaging and refine your content. Once you know what's working and who is really paying attention to you, then you write your content and your messaging for them, because that's the way that you bring them in, that they feel like, oh my gosh, this coach is inside my head. They're like talking, they're saying exactly what I'm thinking. Then it's so important for you as you come up with this hot list, right? That you stay value focused, right? The whole what's in it for them. And I want to take this and make sure that this is a what's in it for them for both parties, right? What's in it for the borrowed audience members that you're talking to, and what's in it for the person that you're borrowing the audience from. What is that podcast host, that group leader, that networking event promoter? What are they going to get out of bringing you in front of their community? How do they benefit? It's you filling in the gaps, right? And bringing more value to their audience. But it's really important that you have that value focus in every interaction that you enter in when it comes to leveraging borrowed audiences.
Once again, nailed it. So I think it's really important for everybody to understand, like, when do you move on from borrowed audiences? Like, when do you say, okay, like I've been borrowing audiences long enough, it's time to build my own? And the most important thing is that you've found like 1 to 3 that you can really provide value to. And like Kate said, you find your tribe and then you double down. You find those borrowed audiences where like that is consistent for you, a consistent referral source. If you can get, especially even just one borrowed audience that becomes a consistent referral source for your business, that provides you the reliability that you need in your business to then start taking the risk of building your own audience. All right. And so the thing is, move on from this section of lead generation. Once you've enrolled a client from your borrowed audiences, once you feel like you're getting consistency, and once you've really found 1 to 3 that like that's your tribe, and you know that if you keep showing up there and establishing authority, that those are going to be some really awesome sources for you for clients. And the thing to remember though is that this is a foundational component. Just like with the Client Launchpad Challenge, there's a version of it that you can continue running ad infinitum forever. There's a version of market research, the mini market research, that you can continue running forever. Just like those sections with borrowed audiences, this is one of those things where you probably want to continue focusing on this forever. Because like Kate said, you get that transfer of trust. People are following somebody else, or they're in another community because they trust that person. And it's so easy to then have that trust transferred to you. It's really difficult taking someone from cold to sold because there's no trust when they're cold. But the thing is, a borrowed audience isn't a cold audience. It's at a minimum a warm audience, because if the leader of that community, of that audience, trusts you, that's then transferred. All right. So that's why it's so important to do this on an ongoing basis. Now, the way that you implement this is a little bit different, but it brings in one of my favorite frameworks, which is called the CASE framework: compile, analyze, strategize, execute. This doesn't say execute here, but it is execute. And I learned this from my friend, Dan Nicholson and Nick Peterson. And the problem is, most people, it's like fire, ready, aim. But it is important when you are going for borrowed audiences, don't just start jumping into Facebook groups and like interacting really fast. You could get banned from that Facebook group, and then you never have the opportunity to interact in there again. So you want to take some time to like do your research. Like Kate said, what's your hot list? Compile your hot list of potential borrowed audiences. Then analyze it, take a look, figure out which of these are most likely to have my ideal clients, because your time is limited. So figure out which of these are going to have the highest concentration of my ideal clients. And then from there, you want to come up with a strategy for that short list of your hot list. Which of these am I going to reach out to, and how can I make a compelling value proposition to that person to be able to get access to their audience? All right. And we give you some of those strategies. And then from there, you execute it. You get in front of those audiences, you bring that value, you start connecting with people in that audience. You're going to contribute as a valuable member. And from there, you're going to have conversations with people. And those conversations may or may not lead to opportunities to enroll new clients. And so that's how you want to be thinking about moving through the next lessons that we're going to be teaching you on how to leverage borrowed audiences to grow your audience and grow your client base. All right. So this is a really, really fun part of the journey. It's where things really start to take off. So I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you soon. Peace.